do a couple more examples now that we're revisiting this concept in the second semester of first grade. We're going to look at the question, what is 30 minus 4? Now, using the subtract from 10 strategy, and again, we're doing this because 30 is 3 tens and 0 ones. So if this was a bigger number, like 36, or let's say 37, we could do 37 minus 4 because there's enough ones. 7 is more than 4, so we could take the 4 from the 7. But since we're just dealing with 30, there aren't enough ones here. In fact, there are 0 to take 4 from here. So we're going to look at something different. Again, I'm going to mark this on my board, my abacus rather. So we're going to do 30 minus 4, but instead of 30, we're going to kind of break it and look at 30 as actually 20 and 10. So we agree, right? So I'm going to kind of split the 30. In fact, I could draw a number bond here with my little lines. We're going to split the 30 into 20 and 10, and we're going to take 4 from this. So now I know that 10 minus 4 is 6. So in fact, here's my 10. See, here's my 20 and my 10. And I know that 10 minus 4 is 6. So knowing that then, I know that my final answer of 30 minus 4 is going to be 20, which is here, and 6, because 10 minus the 4 was 6. Let me go ahead and write it this way as well. 30 minus 4. Okay, let's go ahead and split the 30 into 20 and 10. So I know now that 10 minus 4 was 6. So my final answer is going to be 20, the original 20 that I still had off on the side, plus these 6, which is 26. And indeed, we can see that here when we put 30 beads on the abacus and we take 4 away. Our final answer is 26. So similar facts would be, let's look at a really big number. Let's look at 60 minus 4. Well, let's leave these 50 alone and just focus on 10 of the 60. This is a good number bond, right? So let's take the 4 from the 10. Of course, we're going to get 6. We have memorized those friends of 10 very well. And my final answer is going to be 56. Always box it to be clear in how you show your work. Except it's really small on the screen. My apologies. So let's do another example. Again, this is the subtraction strategy of subtracting from the 10 or taking it all from the 10. I like the concept take all from tens even because sometimes we're dealing with multiple tens. So now I'm going to look at example of 21 minus 4. I will clear my abacus and I'm going to enter 21 on my abacus. That's what that looks like. So now we're going to take 4 away. Let me go ahead and also use my place value cards. I've got a lot going on here, but this is just so helpful for my brain. If your brain works better doing it a little slower, you can just use the abacus or you can just use the place value cards. That's fine, but here we go. I'm going to demonstrate it all together. So I have 21, right? Here's 21 on my abacus, 21. I can really easily see it's a 20 and a 1. That's what the place value cards are really helpful for. And now I want to take 4 away. So I don't have enough ones. If there was a 5 here, I could take 4 from 5 if it was 25, but it's not. I don't have enough ones, so I'm going to have to take from my tens. So I'm going to split this up again so we can see my 20 and 1. And I'm going to take from the 20. So when I take my 4 away, I'm going to take the 4 from the 20. Do you see? I'm taking these 4 yellow beads right here. So in effect, what I'm doing is I'm taking 4 away from the 20. But I'm remembering that my question originally was not 20 minus 4. It was 21 minus 4. So I still have this extra 1 hanging out that I can't forget about. So 21 minus 4 has been changed into 20 minus 4 plus that extra 1. And I know that 20 minus 4 is 16. Or what I really know is that 10 minus 4 is 16. that 10 minus 4 is 6, but this wasn't just 10, it was 20, so I got to keep that extra 10 there. And plus one more is going to give me my final answer, 16 plus 1, of 17. And in fact, I can see that here. I have 16 and one more. So I'm going to show it again on the abacus. Clear it. My question is 21, take away 4. So I'm going to take the 4 away from one of my full wires of 10, and I can see that my final answer is 10 and 6 and 1, which is 10 and 7, or 17. Now there's one other way to do this that I really like. I'll show counting back first though. I know 21 minus 4, I'm going to take 4 beads away, and I'm just going to take one at a time starting at the bottom. 21 minus 4, 20, 19, 18, 17. I took 4 beads away total, these 4 in particular, and I got my answer of 17. On an abacus, it's also really nice because you don't even have to count in your mind. You can just kind of take the 1 and the 3 away and be left with your answer. Now, did you catch what I just did? That's my favorite strategy. And I've been debating about what to call it, but I'm calling it split up the part. So the way that I like to do this, and I hope I'm not jinxing or jading any of you, because the take from the 10 is totally fine, and some people totally get it that way. We all have brains that think differently, and it's fine. But here we go. 21 minus 4, right? So I like to think of it as breaking up the part. Remember, in subtraction, the whole always comes first and the part comes next. So instead of subtracting 4, first I'm going to take 1 away, and then I'm going to take the other 3 away. Now, is that fair? Is taking 4 away, isn't that really the same as taking 1 and then taking 3 away? Yeah. So here I'm going to take the 1 away, and then I'm going to take the 3 away, and be left with my same answer just as before, as 27. Oh, sorry, it's 17. I only have 1 10 here, not 2. A way I can show it here is that the 20 minus 1, if I group those first, is 20. And then 20 minus that 3 there is 17. One last way to show that is just, Singapore Math likes to show it as a number bond. So 21 minus 4, I can split up the 20, I can actually, I don't know if you want to do it this way, but I can split up the minus 4. Instead of thinking of subtracting 4, I can split it up into subtracting 1 and subtracting 3. So I can kind of write it this way. So now the subtracting 4 has been changed into these two, so I'll cross it off to make it clear. And now 21 minus 1 is 20, and the 20 minus 3 more is 17. So that particular strategy I like to call split up the part. But taking off from 10s is totally fine as well. Both work. Same answer. Math is awesome.